Every BYU Idaho freshman gets to start their day, start their year here with Get Connected. And I had the opportunity last semester to come up here and to kind of work on Get Connected and the incoming freshmen that would come this semester. And I worked with my partner, Erick. Now throughout this whole semester, we bonded really fast and we had some issues and we had problems and fight just like every other partnership does. Well, one day we're sitting and we're going through all of our stuff and I'm being kind of sassy just because I was in a mood. I was just in one of my moods that I was doing what I do and being sassy towards him. And so he started to kind of get defensive for one of the first days ever. This was the first time I had really ever seen him upset. And so I'm sitting there and I'm being sassy towards him and he's like, you know what, I just feel like you're ganging up on me. And it hit me to the core. I felt so bad. I felt so horrible about how I was making my partner feel, somebody that I'm supposed to support and help. So I went home that day and I felt awful. And I had already planned to bake bread because I bake my own bread because it's cheaper that way. That's honestly the only reason. But I went through and I started baking this bread and I was like, you know what? I was going to do 3 loaves today, but I'm just going to drop one off at Erick's house. So then I start bringing it up to my roommates. And I said something like, hey, so what is like a funny anecdote that I could put with this loaf of bread and I could just ding-dong ditch him? And so we came up with a couple ideas and we went and we ding-dong ditched him. And I was super paranoid on the way back because I didn't get a text message, I didn't get a phone call, I didn't get anything the whole night. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, he thought the anecdote was dumb, he thought the bread was bad, and I just started going through all the things that could go wrong in this instance. So then I go to Get Connected the next day and I walk in and Erick's like, I have the funniest story to tell you. So my roommate is seeing an Emily. And so I walked into my apartment and there's this half-eaten loaf of bread that has this anecdote signed Emily. And I thought, you know, Emily wouldn't bake bread. And she wouldn't say something as corny as, sorry for the sass today, it's bread into me. That was my anecdote and he didn't think that I could bake my own bread. So then I kind of sat there quietly laughing and they're like, oh, it's so funny, we never thought you would do that. And so throughout the day goes on and I'm not as sassy and I look at him and I said, so Erick, did you try my bread? And he yells, fluffernutter, which I had never heard before. And he just says, fluffernutter, that was you? And I said, yeah. And so we sat back and we laughed about it for a good little while and he said, you know, I never realized that along with your sass, it is a kind quality that you do have. So not only is sass spread into me, but I guess kindness is too. Thanks.